Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about Cuckoo. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. So, let me see reviews for this movie because last I checked, they were good. Again, last I checked. Yeah, they are pretty solid. They're not spectacular. But a 78% is all right. Like that's not too bad. So yeah, it's audience score and cinema score are left to be desired, but the critic score is still solid. So I'll label that as a pro. Another pro is that this is from Neon, who just had their biggest hit ever last month. That hit being Long Legs, which shocked the world, opening as high as it did, opening like in the 20s when I thought it would open with like 5 million at best. So yeah, that really a lot of people were caught off guard with that, and it's still doing well right now. So yeah, it made like 69 million. That's better than a lot of big studio movies this year, which should tell you a lot. Now, do I think Cuckoo is gonna repeat the success of Long Legs? Of course not. But it is a good thing for this to come out right after Long Legs. So the fact that Neon's previous movie was such a big hit, I gotta label that as a pro. Trying to think of another pro. I guess let's look at our cast here, see what I can say. So we got Hunter Schafer, who was in the Hunger Games Battle of Songbirds and Snakes. Okay, really not a whole lot, so can't say much. I mean, maybe she's done some streaming stuff, but can't really talk about that. Dan Stevens, I know him. He's been in some movies. He was the Beast in the Beauty and the Beast remake from 2017, if anyone remembers that. um, what else is he in that I would remember? Apparently he was in Night at the Museum 3, the one Night at the Museum I didn't watch. Not a whole lot after that. Just a whole lot of nothing. Well, he was in Godzilla X Kong New Empire, but a whole lot of nothing really. But he was in a $1 billion movie, so there's that. Um, what else do we have? Jessica Henwick. Let's see. She was in Matrix Resurrections, and Star Wars Force Unleashed. So there's that, but nothing really that significant either. So I guess the cast really isn't much of a pro. They're just kind of, I wouldn't really call them a con either. They're just kind of there. So let's just. Are there any other pros I can mention? Um, not really. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. So cons. Okay, so audience reaction is not great. Has a 63% audience score, so that's not very good. That doesn't paint a pretty picture. Its cinema score is a C plus, which for like a horror movie is like average, ever so slightly below average. I mean, it's a whole lot better than Borderlands because that movie's word of mouth is just in in the shitter. Cuckoo's cinema score is a lot better in comparison. So word of mouth is kind of like Long Legs. I think it might be exactly like Long Legs. Let me see. Yeah, Long Legs also got a C plus. And let me see. What was its audience score? I imagine it was the same. So Cuckoo was 63%. Long Legs 60%. So it's about the same audience wise when it comes to reception. And obviously that didn't hurt Long Legs at all. So but yeah, it still doesn't look great. So yeah, audience score, cinema score could be a lot better, could be a lot more desirable. So that's a con. Another con is that obviously this movie is quite niche, to say the least. Obviously, it's from Neon. Like, sure, they had long legs, they had Parasite, they have I, Tonya, but not a whole lot else besides those movies. I mean, I guess there was Immaculate earlier this year, which did okay. But yeah, most of those movies just don't, they just never really caught on. So even with long legs, their box office track record is not the greatest. If they had more success stories like long legs, then I wouldn't label them as much of a con. But you know, still their overall their track record is not great. So they're kind of a that's kind of a con. Say Neon's overall track record is a bit of a con. There's also the fact that this weekend is obviously mostly about It Ends With Us versus Deadpool and Wolverine. Like those two movies are gonna just dominate everything, and then everything below will just exist. And so you have that. Then there's also like a competition problem because this is a horror movie. Next week we have another horror movie, that movie being Alien Romulus coming out. And yeah, that's very much direct competition, and that's not good. So that's a con. I guess I can mention it's Thursday night previews 435K. That's really low. I mean, for comparison, say Long Legs, that was like $3 million. So this is very much not like Long Legs. So, but again, I wasn't expecting huge numbers for this anyway. But still, these numbers aren't super ideal. They're not great. So I'm gonna label that as a con. And I think that's really it. I guess I could mention the dad campaign. Like it's nowhere near as prevalent as Long Legs. Like it doesn't have the same hype as Long Legs. So that's another con too. But yeah, so opening weekend. Well, I think the numbers I've seen, I think it was like close to like $3 million, three something million. So I'm gonna go with 3 to 4 million, and its final total will probably be like less than 10. And then that's it for Cuckoo. Now we have one more movie to talk about. The movie I imagine a decent amount of people are going to see. It Ends With Us. I mean, this Thursday previews tell me that this movie is going to be the one true box office hit of August. So, yeah, that's fun. But yeah, that's after that, then we're done with the weekend. So, yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. All previous prediction videos I made this year, the past few years. You want to watch any of those videos, go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I made like 250 episodes of movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. Never talked about Cuckoo once. So, yeah. But if you want to watch any of the past cancel episodes I've made, in general, you want to binge them all, go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. I just did my July recap like yesterday, did that. My August recap will be early September between the 6th and the 13th. My summer recap will be probably late September. So stay tuned for that as well. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.